And I got way too many feels, way too much emotion. I don't even know what's real. I don't need to get along with your best friend, even better with your family. I go.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to today's video. So, since you already know the dealio, I can tell you it's gonna be a full day of intuitive eating, not macro tracking, whatever. You know, I stopped tracking. May 8th was the day, which was, I believe, last Friday. So, we're not even a week into this yet, but I'll tell you, I've basically been eating the same stuff. I'm trying to switch up my food sources just to like push myself. I'm not like afraid to eat anything new. But obviously I'm not like flying blind. I can like look at a bagel and know like that's 50 carbs, right? So I got some different groceries. I'm gonna try and incorporate different meals today and share that with you. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a vlog too, a day in the life. You might get some MJ chats. Who knows where this day will take us? But right now I am finishing up making my coffee. You saw my normal breakfast because you know me, I stick on a breakfast for like 6 months before I change to a different one. So had that, did my morning routine. Now I am about to read, and I think I showed you the book that I started maybe in the last video or one before that, I don't remember, but it is called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And if you do not know who Dr. Joe Dispenza is, you're missing out, because he's a chiropractor. He actually lives, I think he lives in Washington, maybe Oregon, I don't know, Pacific Northwest. But he basically bridges the gap between science and spirituality. So he shows how like woo-woo is real. Like law of attraction is literally real. And he has tons and tons of like published work and seminars and live events, and he has a few books. So I would recommend reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself first, and then reading Becoming Supernatural. I just think it makes more sense that way, so you kind of understand what's going on when you start reading Becoming Supernatural, but they're not like sequels or like in a sequence or anything. I'm only like one chapter into Becoming Supernatural, and I'm already just like so mind blown, dude, like so mind blown. So basically, his books are like very, very dense. They're not difficult to read because he's very good at like simplifying things for people who aren't like neuroscientists. But it is like every single sentence you really have to like process it. So I'm not going to be like plowing through this book by any means, but that's what makes it fun. Is it's like over 300 pages. So I know that I get to read Dr. Joe for a while, and that's where I'm at. But it's a Wednesday, so I have some check-ins. I have a mindset client Zoom call this morning. I'm going to train legs, and I think we're going live on the Alignment Instagram later. I've been doing my little to-do list on my morning snap, my morning walks, just so you guys can get a little bit more of a glimpse into, what the hell do I do all day? And I'll tell you what, ever since we started Alignment, things have really been picking up, and it's a good thing to be busy, right? But I think pretty soon we are going to have to start expanding the team, which is super exciting. So there's a little sneak peek update into that, but I'm going to go do my reading now, get started on some check-ins so I can feel productive, and I will catch you in the next clip. All right, so this is Jordan. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
And every week we have a Zoom call. So what do we do on these Zoom calls?
So Zoom calls, we basically just connect about the week before and see how everything's going, talk about goals, talk about mindset, get back on track with like nutrition and things like that, and just keep the energy up for the next week.
Yeah, so Jordan is one of my individual mindset clients, and I just wanted her to say hello because we've been working together for a minute, like at least 6 months.
Yeah, a while now. I think like October.
Yeah, and we've been making all the mindset gains. So we also do fitness, but yeah. So we're gonna have our call now, and bye. Yo, wanted to give you an update here. So just finished my Zoom call with Jordan, and I wanted to kind of elaborate on that a little bit. So I have a few one-on-one mindset clients, and like she told you, we've been working together for like over 6 months. So in the beginning, what I help them do is really dive deep into their belief systems, you know, why they think the way they do, why they see the world a certain way, and like what they're really struggling with. And then we work on rewriting those belief systems and really shifting our perspective and what we believe and how we see things in order for them to honestly be happier, right? And I don't want to say that I'm like a counselor or a therapist. I would never hold myself out as a professional in a field that I am not a professional in, okay? So that is not the deal whatsoever. If anybody ever came to me and had like clinical level anxiety or depression, I would 1000% outsource that because I'm not qualified to handle that. But I do have a few girlies who were interested in one-on-one mindset work, and I was like, okay, let's do this thing. And being a part of that journey is just freaking insane. Like, it's so cool to see them come so far. And I don't really share that much about it because I don't have, like, I'm not taking on one-on-one mindset clients right now. I might in the future, but I can only work with so many at once because it is a lot of, it's an investment, right, of time and energy. And so like I said, I don't have a ton of those clients, but I freaking have loved mindset coaching since I think I started right around when, you know, October, September, maybe sometime around there. And I've been doing it ever since, but yeah, there's that. I wanted to give a little bit of insight, and I don't know, I guess I can gauge, like, if you're interested in mindset coaching, drop a comment below. I know there's people out there that want it, but I just have to be mindful of like my energy capacity and what I am spending my time doing. So anyway, there's that. Love those calls, but it's about 11:30 now. I have a potential client call for one-on-one coaching, fitness coaching at noon. So what I am doing here is I just made up my post-workout shake and then also my intro workout drink. So I wanted to show you this because I'm going to take this to the gym, obviously, but I'm going to have my pre-workout meal and then take that call and then go. So anyways, here is what we are working with. So in this guy, we have our post-workout shake. So Formula One, I have it in Magical Charms. It tastes like the marshmallows from Lucky Charms. Literally so good, but every flavor is so good, okay? So let me know if you need recommendations, but you see me rotate these on my channel. So I have Magical Charms Formula One. That's a fast digesting protein. Ignition is a fast digesting carb. Oh, hello, finger. Ignition is a fast digesting carb. So pairing those together post-workout, they're already basically pre-digested, right? They're broken down as much as possible. So your body doesn't have to do any work, and those nutrients, right, the protein and the carb, can go directly to your muscle cells as soon as you're done training and start the recovery process. So I guarantee you, take this shake one day, because that's all it took for me, and I'm never turning back. You are so much less sore. And therefore, when you're recovering better, you're able to get in the gym sooner, right? Lift heavier, keep progressing, and recover better. And it's just a cycle, right? It's a loop of better recovery, better strength, better gains, you know? So you can always get free shipping on First Form products through the link in the description box. But this is one of my staples after every single training day, after every single resistance training session. If you are just like going on a run, you don't need this afterwards because this is specifically for your muscle cells after resistance training. Now, intro workout drink, what we've got over here, and I've been doing this just on leg days. So in there I have water, obviously, some essential amino acids. These are in the lemon drop flavor, so good, and half a scoop of Ignition. So again, we've got quick digesting carbs. This is just to give it some flavor, honestly. Here's the deal with BCAAs and EAAs. You don't need either of them. EAAs are better than branch chains because EAAs, your body cannot create these on its own, right? So the analogy that I like to use is think of BCAAs as the foreman for a work crew, okay? So BCAAs are the foreman of the work crew, like in your muscle cells, right? Just to make sure they're operating properly, getting the nutrients they need, and recovering. EAAs are like the work crew themselves. So the foreman can show up and unlock everything. The BCAAs show up and unlock everything. But the EAAs are the ones that go in and do the work. That's like the best way I can explain it. So again, you don't need them. I just like to use them with Ignition because this doesn't taste like anything. It's just sweet, right? Because it's just sugar. Sugar is not bad. It's just a fast digesting carb. If you're interested in the exact type of sugar it is a dexanhydrous glucose. That just means dehydrated sugar. So by pulling the water out of the molecules, your body can absorb it quicker, right? So anyway, I've been doing that for leg day and it is incredible. Like my leg days are so much better. Like they're already banging, but this keeps me from feeling like a freaking zombie. Like I don't die during them because I'm sipping that throughout my workout. And I'm just like, I feel fresh for every single exercise. It is seriously so cool. I mean, a couple hours later I die because then the leg day fatigue really does hit me, but it keeps me going in the gym. So try that out, especially on your leg days. It doesn't take much. You could even do a quarter scoop of Ignition and you'll be fine. Half a scoop is like 22 carbs. So again, it doesn't take much, but I've been loving that. And yeah, I wanted to show you that quickly. So like I said, I'll show you the next meal and I'm gonna have this potential client call and then we're gonna go to the gym. And I'm not gonna film my workout, but my Instagram is full of workouts. So anyways, there's that. I will catch you in the next clip. All right, pre-workout meal here is an everything bagel with some whipped cream cheese. And then I made some egg whites with a little bit of ketchup because we know most of us here are team ketchup on eggs. So this is le pre-workout. I'm ready to take this call, get this girlie signed up, and then we're off to the gym. Yo, so we're back from the gym. I wanted to give you guys a look at these rider wear shorts because I had someone ask about a try on, and I know I need to get better about actually trying shit on when I get it so you can see, but would highly recommend these shorts. So they're seamless, no front seam, which means camel doesn't get to show off. And I got mediums and I'm really happy with it. The waistband is like fine. I wouldn't say it's loose at all, but it's definitely not going to be as tight as a small, which I usually get smalls, but I told you with this, I ordered a medium because I was like, Mary Thickness, booty gains are here. And I just really like these. So I have them in the black and then in the red. You can always use code MJ10 on Riderwear to save 10%, but I just wanted to show you these and I'm very happy with them. Again, high-waisted enough because I'm tall. Okay, my crotch to belly button ratio is a little longer than most people's. So usually when I get high-waisted stuff, it's like right there. That is offensive to me. That is offensive, okay? It needs to cover at least half my belly button, okay? So here is what we are looking like and would highly recommend. So I wanted to show you that. I'm making my next meal. I'm fucking dead after that leg day, and I talked about this on my Instagram story. Also, I got spray tan. I just was sweating all over. So that's my self-tanner coming off of my shirt, but it should wash out just fine. I've never had a problem with Glow Pro, which is a self-tanner I use, ruining anything. So, I mean, any spray tan or self-tan that you use is gonna come off when you sweat. Like, it just is what it is. Anyways, I have a whole self-tanning highlight on my Instagram if you have questions, but you can go check that out. I'm making my next meal, and, I was gonna tell you, I got freaking okay, so I'm dead after legs. See, this is like cognitive function, you just lose it after a leg day. Anyway, I worked really hard today, had a good leg day, but my heart rate is just like crazy. It just elevates and stays there. Like 190 is like when I'm working really hard, and it's really hard for me to get it to come down below like 150, even if I rest for like 3 minutes. But I have more body fat, so I'm moving more mass, and I'm very thermal. I'm hot. It's hot as shit in the gym. There's a lot of people, so I'm like taking on all that energy. Plus, I just get super fucking hyped for leg days. So it's a culmination of all that with my heart rate. It's not dangerous. I'm fine. It just stays elevated, and that's just how it's always been for me when I'm not on prep, because your heart adapts, but anyway, I burned like 700 something calories, and I just want to let you know, take that shit with a grain of salt. It doesn't mean anything. I don't care how many calories I burn. I just like share it for funsies. So anyway, next meal I will show you in a momento. It's in the air fryer right now. Okay, next meal is per usual, chicken thigh, coated in Italian breadcrumbs and air fried. I also have some jazzy rice hiding under there, which I already had prepped in here. There's some mushrooms in there. I'm going to show you how I prep Brussels sprouts for dinner. There's a fucking fly. I'm going to show you how I prep Brussels sprouts for dinner, because I have recently re-entered the Brussels sprout game, and I used to eat them all the freaking time, then I just stopped. I have no idea why. But anyways, we're back, and I'll show you that in a bit. But I'm also going to put some of this sauce over top. It's what I was putting in my little tortilla pizza things, but I just need to get rid of it, so I'm just trying to use it up. But yes, this is the next meal. Alright, so here are Les Brussels sprouts. I just added some olive oil, drizzled it over the top, moved them all around, and put some garlic salt on these bad boys. I'm going to put them in the oven at 400 for probably like, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes. I just guess on temperatures, but if you put it in at like 350, it takes longer, like 45 or 50 minutes, and I just don't want to wait that long. So I also wanted to add something so silly, but you know how when you saute vegetables or, put seasonings on them, people are always like, oh, drizzle some olive oil. And if you track macros, you're like, can't do that because extra fats. Well, now that we're not tracking, I was like, yo, let me be free. Let me add some olive oil. And then I had that thought, and I realized how stupid it was that for all these years, I was like, oh my God, I can't use olive oil. Like, that just makes me sad for me. So if you're in that boat, use some olive oil. It is okay. It's not like we're dumping the whole bottle on it, right? So anyway, there's that. I will show you the next meal. Okay, wanted to show you the next meal before I put it all together, because once it's in the bowl, you can't really see what the heck is going on. So in here, I just have some ground beef that I already had prepped. In here, I cut up a tater, sprayed it with cooking spray, and then put some seasoning on top. Usually, I would let them get a little crispier in the air fryer, but I just don't feel like waiting right now. And then here are the Brussels sprouts. And something I forgot to mention earlier is you're going to want to cut your Brussels sprouts into like halves and quarters. That way it doesn't hurt your stomach, because they are pretty hard to digest. But if you cut them up, obviously you're doing some of that work before they get in your stomach. So gonna put all this together, and that will be din din. I think I'm gonna get paradise here in a bit. If you know, you know. Paradise is froyo here. So we are going to get a little bit more work done. I am drafting this week's newsletter for the Alignment email list. If you're not subscribed, the link is always in the description box. But that is the move for now. And let me know if you're Team Brussels sprout. If you're not, it's because you're doing it wrong. Make them like this. Okay, back from paradise. And it's, just so you know, it's literally called paradise yogurt, which is so clever because you're like, oh, where are you going? Like, I'm going to paradise, right? So here's my go-to. I always get chocolate fudge brownie, and then my toppings are Reese's Cups, brownie chunks, and Oreos. And I basically just get, it's Carbolite, if you've ever heard of Carbolite. It's like low calorie froyo, so yes, it has artificial sweeteners in it. I don't give a fuck. But it's 2 carbs per ounce if you're curious. This is 16 ounces, so 32 carbs. Obviously it has more macros with the toppings, but we don't care anymore, right? Even when I was tracking, I just tracked the Carbolite and I didn't give a shit about the toppings because hashtag balance, right? So anyway, that's what I'm having now, and I think all that's left for today is to show you the final meal, so you will see that next. Okay, final meal of the night is just going to be some fruit. So I have a nanner in there, some strawberries, and then just a few raspberries and blueberries, because you gotta be careful with fruit and all of the fiber, because if you have too much at once, it really can hurt your stomach. So yeah, that is that. And then I am going to crumble up this pumpkin spice crunch level 1 bar over top. I'm going to add a little bit of this edible cookie dough that I found at the store. I've just been using a little bit at night. It's seriously so good. And then I am going to top with some of this whipped cream. So that will be the final meal. And yes, with that concludes this full day of eating. The one thing I meant to touch on earlier is, so obviously tracking your macros teaches you a lot, like what a portion size looks like for you, what, you know, how many macros are in each thing, like each piece of food, obviously, and just kind of like how you can swap things. So earlier, since I knew I was either gonna have like a cookie or paradise, which is gonna be extra carbs, I usually do 2 potatoes for dinner, but instead I just did 1. So I had more room for the carbs, right? And is that like an even trade? I don't know, probably not. It's probably like 20 carbs for the potato versus 32 for the paradise. You know what I mean? So, plus the toppings of paradise. But I don't care about being spot on with numbers anymore. I am just happy to eat what I'm eating, and I know that I'm probably still very much in the ranges that I've been hitting for the past few months, which is great. So that's the other thing I wanted to touch on is, you know, once you do switch to intuitive eating after tracking macros, you're going to know where you can switch things around and like trade things off. So anyways, that is all for today. And as always, if you watched until now, I am taking all my good vibes. I'm sending them your way. If you could give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell before you leave, that would be dope. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Oh,